Alex Pereira versus Khalil Rountree Jr. just wrapped up. So, what really happened in this fight? Start off with an epic stare down. Alex Pereira just staring down his opponent. The fight starts off, and Alex Pereira is doing some crazy shit. He comes out with a flying front kick at Khalil Rountree's face. Khalil is able to avoid it, and Alex does go down from this. We see Alex Pereira, he is throwing kicks at Khalil, throwing front kicks. He throws a lot of head kicks, but most importantly are the leg kicks that Alex Pereira throws. The leg kicks have become an integral part of Alex Pereira's game, and tonight was no different. He was throwing leg kicks as soon as 15 minutes into the fight, and he continued throwing leg kicks throughout the fight. They had a huge impact on his opponent, taking away his stable base, which really reduced the amount of punching power that Khalil Rountree was able to generate whenever he was trying to attack Alex Pereira. We started off with a recap of a head kick that he landed on Yuri, and I think this is a reason why Alex was throwing a lot of head kicks against Khalil here. Notably, against Yuri Prohaska, he was throwing a head kick with his left leg at Yuri's open side, and in this fight, he was throwing it with his right leg at Khalil's open side because Khalil Rountree is a southpaw fighter. However, these head kicks weren't very effective, but you can still say that they were giving Khalil Rountree something to think about. Here we have an attack from Khalil Rountree, and this is one of his favorite attacks where he'll throw a jab with his right hand and then a left straight. Alex Pereira, how does he defend against this? Well, his main defense is his left hand. This is his most important weapon in the fight, both offensively and defensively. He continuously hand fights with his opponent, pawing at Khalil's lead hand, and as soon as Khalil attacks with his left straight, Alex posts on Khalil's head, causing there to be distance here, and he pulls his head back. Thus, most of these left straight punches that Khalil throws didn't land very effectively on Alex Pereira. Alex is pulling his head away from the vast majority of these strikes. Again, we have another left straight that Khalil Rountree throws as part of a combination. Alex Pereira is moving away from it. And even though it seems like it connects pretty cleanly in real time, if you go back and you look at it again, Alex Pereira really isn't taking a huge brunt of the impact because he is moving his head backwards with the punch. Alex Pereira throws a jab. Khalil Rountree is very in the mindset of whenever I get hit by Alex Pereira, I'm going to throw back. Throws a jab back at Alex Pereira. Just another really solid leg kick by Alex here. Khalil Rountree throws the left hand. It actually connects pretty cleanly, and his follow up right hook doesn't do much. Alex Pereira did a great job of defending against this right hook of Khalil Rountree simply by keeping this left hand out here. And just by posting with his left hand, leaning away from these punches, he was pretty much able to avoid the right hook and the left straight that Rountree was offering to him. And this is something that you are going to need to level up if you're fighting a fighter as good of a striker as Alex Pereira. You cannot enter the fight with just two weapons at your disposal. While Khalil Rountree does have pretty decent kicks, such as stomps, such as body kicks, he just isn't able to weave those strikes into his game as much as his right hook, left straight combination that he loves to throw so much. Again, another head kick from Alex Pereira. These just weren't very effective, and as the fight progressed, he did get rid of them. This was a really cool type of shot that Alex Pereira was starting to pick up at. A minute and a half into the fight, Khalil Rountree throws this right hook combination, and Alex throws a right straight down the pipe through Khalil Rountree's guard, snapping his head back. And this is a punch that Alex Pereira will go back to because Khalil Rountree does open himself up to that right straight whenever he throws combinations. Again, Alex Pereira's defense pretty solid here. I know a lot of people wanted to give Khalil Rountree round one, and in real time, I think I did score round one to Khalil Rountree. But going back and rewatching the fight, Alex Pereira was laying the groundwork for the finish that we saw in round four. He was kicking Khalil's legs, he was jabbing his face, he was jabbing his body, he was throwing that right straight down the pipe on Rountree's chin whenever Khalil would commit a strike. And he was even trying to set up that left hook. Again, this is a great example of how important this lead left hand is from Alex Pereira. Will Rountree goes in, Alex posts on his head, getting that distance, cutting that angle so that he can avoid the left straight from Khalil. And then Khalil moves forward, Alex moves back, gets that left hand in between them again, throwing a left hook slash jab here. Another head kick from Alex Pereira, another leg kick from Alex Pereira. These leg kicks, again, were very brutal, just 2.5 minutes into the first round. Here we have a combination from Khalil Rountree. He runs forward, throws the left straight, the right hook, then the left straight again. The second left straight gets through. Why does it get through? Well, look, Khalil Rountree has made it past Alex Pereira's left hand. He's made it past this little rangefinder that Alex Pereira has set for himself. And this is something that fighters should take into note when they're fighting Alex Pereira. If you can get past his reach, then you are going to be able to land effective strikes on him, especially when you're blitzing him down, not necessarily clinch. So you can see he's past it, and even though he does land a pretty good left hook, Alex Pereira is moving away with it, and he doesn't take too much damage from that strike. You can see it's almost pushing him rather than sending a concussive force through Alex Pereira's chin. Here we have another combination from Khalil Rountree, Alex Pereira avoiding it pretty decently. And this right here is the story of the fight. If you're going to watch any clip to try to get an idea of how this fight played out, I do think that this is the clip you should watch. Simply because Khalil Rountree was outgunned and outskilled here. Alex Pereira steps in a right straight. Khalil Rountree tries to attack every time he was getting hit by Alex Pereira's kicks or punches. His first instinct is to get that back. He throws an attack directly back at Alex Pereira. But Alex Pereira is ready for it because Khalil really only has that right hook, left straight combination. He avoids the left straight, and what does he do? He throws a left hook. You just see that Alex Pereira has the more diverse striking skill set, and he has the better defense, the better fight IQ. He's able to pick up on what Khalil Rountree is doing because Khalil Rountree's striking is not as diverse as Alex Pereira. He really only has 2 or 3 different types of punches. That makes it easier for a striker like Alex Pereira to pick up on what his opponent is going to do and then counter it. So once again, just a nice right hook countering Khalil's jab here. Khalil tries to get it back by throwing another left straight. Alex Pereira dodges it, throws the left hook. He's just outlanding him, outthinking him, and pulling ahead on strikes and damage. Another head kick from Alex Pereira, and this is where he got into trouble. I do think that this fight was a good fight for Alex Pereira in the sense that he knocked out Yuri Prohaska in his last fight in spectacular fashion. And this fight, he had to work for it against a guy who's not as highly ranked or as well known as Yuri Prohaska. It, it might have brought Alex Pereira back down to earth a little bit. So he throws his head kick, makes a mistake. He does get rocked here. This is a flash knockdown. You can see the whiplash in his head as Khalil's right hand comes and cracks him in the mouth. Alex Pereira goes down. He's up immediately and really doesn't take any damage here. He also gets head kicked in round 2, but pulls away from the head kick. And apart from those 2 strikes, he was dominating round 2. You can see the last 30 seconds of round 2 here. Again, Khalil Rountree is throwing this combination, getting in on Alex Pereira's hand. And that left straight does connect pretty nicely on Alex Pereira as he's retreating. And then we have the head kick from Khalil here. So Khalil had some good moments in round two, but aside from these pretty significant strikes that he was able to land on Alex Pereira, Alex had the range down, he had the pressure down, and he was doing setting himself up for the finish, such as trying to close Khalil Rountree's eye, trying to take out his leg with leg kicks. Again, just Alex Pereira being too diverse for Khalil Rountree, being first, avoiding Khalil's shots, and then also being last. Just a beautiful combination from Pereira here. And then following it up with a jab. These leg kicks were really starting to take an effect on Khalil Rountree in the third round. And Alex Pereira really picked up the amount of jabs that he was throwing at Khalil's right eye. We have a knee here. This is a sign that Alex Pereira is starting to figure out Khalil Rountree in the cage and starting to feel comfortable in the cage. And in the last minute and a half, Alex Pereira started spamming jabs. They were his best strike of the fight. They were working, they were landing on Khalil. Khalil didn't really have a great counter to it. And you can see here that jab after jab starts picking apart Khalil's eye. Another jab, and then Khalil finally starts to try to break out of it, and Pereira has his timing down at this point. He just extends his left hand, and this left hand is such a good defensive tool. Once again, it defends against both the right hook and the left straight that Khalil throws, and Alex Pereira is able to just get out of danger while peppering Khalil in the face over and over with those jabs. And those are tough jabs. Round four starts. Khalil is really beaten up. It's just been a slow decline in terms of how his body is feeling since the beginning of the fight. He's been kicked in the legs. He's been jabbed in the face. He's been kicked in the stomach. He's been punched in the stomach. He's tired. He keeps exploding forward, trying to catch Alex Pereira, but his punches just aren't landing. And every time he explodes and his punches miss, he'll get countered. And then if he doesn't explode, he's just getting his face jabbed off. He's getting his legs kicked. This is just such a hard jab from Alex Pereira 20 seconds into the fourth round. Khalil, he has that aggressive instinct where he's trying to throw every time he gets hit. And even if his strikes might be landing, they have no real impact behind it. Again, just a brutal leg kick, taking Khalil right off of his stance, almost taking him to the ground. And you can just see how much damage is on his face just a minute and a half into this round. Right cheek swollen, nose busted up, and it just gets worse from there. We have a great combination counter right from Alex Pereira, and this is something that I noted in my pre-fight breakdown, how Khalil Rountree does open himself up to these counter straight right shots. So I'm just going to play a little clip of my pre-fight breakdown here. And you can just see he gets off balance. Look at how he's throwing the side. Not within range of the opponent, leaning all the way to his right side and just out. This is prime real estate for Dustin Kobe. Land a straight right, connecting in on Rountree. So again, it that came to fruition, and Alex Pereira was able to land that straight right. From that straight right really set the beginning of the end of the fight. You can see that Khalil was wobbled bad from that clean concussive blow, clearly rattling his head around on his neck. And from there, it was just Alex Pereira picking his shots. Had over 2.5 minutes to finish the fight. So let's just go over some of the greatest combinations from this finishing sequence. Alex Pereira was doing a great job picking his shots, a lot of jabs. I'm just going to skip over those and go over the coolest combinations. So here we have Alex Pereira throwing a jab. Khalil tries to throw back. Alex Pereira slips the right or the left straight and throws a right hook of his own through the guard, and then they both counter each other's hooks. Such a sweet combination here. We have a jab from Pereira. Khalil throws back, slips that, throws the right hook. Classic. Oh, really cool combination. Here, what do we have? Alex Pereira avoiding the right hook from Khalil Rountree, throwing that right straight again. How many times do we have to see this where Khalil will overthrow his punches and then Alex Pereira counters with that right straight down the pipe? Khalil throws again, exact same sequence where he tries to throw and again countered with the right straight left hook combination from Pereira and then grabs him to throw the knee. Sweet combination here. Avoids the punch, counters it. Avoids the counter, counters again, left hook and knee. Awesome. It's just building off of his combinations. Here, jab from Pereira. Avoids the counter, lands a right hook, left hook combination. Sees if Khalil's going to throw a counter. Khalil doesn't throw a counter, so Pereira throws a right hook and then another right hook, doubling up on that right side. Let's go through this combination one more time. We have jab, avoids the counter, right hand, left hand, waits for a counter, none comes, right hook, right hook. Just such a sweet combination, man. And like he even factors in the counter shots that Khalil Rountree's going to throw. That's that right hook. That second right hook sends him stumbling across the cage. Pereira tracks him down. Minute 53 left. Another jab from Pereira. Right hook, just brutalizing him. Props for Khalil Rountree for being so damn tough. And he was throwing back. He was defending himself consciously. Pereira grabs a clinch position and then just casually knees Khalil Rountree in the face, breaks off from the clinch, throws a right hook, left hook combination, another right hook, and another left hook, right hook combo. Is that a back fist that he throws? Look, looks like he throws a back fist against Khalil Rountree's face. This is some Mortal Kombat type shit. Left hook, Khalil throws with a right hook. Pereira stares him down. Pereira decides to end it. Khalil's been doing a great job defending his face, but let's see how he fares against the body. Pereira throws a right hook and then repositions himself, sets himself up for the perfect angle for a brutal body shot that bends him over double. Another body shot as Khalil stands back up, and then he bends down again. Pereira throws an uppercut. This man has no mercy in him while the fight is still going. Let's go over this one more time. Oh my god. Right hook to the head. Takes a step, repositions, right hook to the body, left hook to the body, right uppercut to the face. And that uppercut looks like it's what set Khalil Rountree Jr. down to one knee, but I think it was those two body shots before, and then they just took a while to set in. Man, I mean, he didn't get an out cold knockout in this fight, but this was a spectacular display of Alex Pereira's skills. The second half of round four was a bit of Khalil Rountree being a punching bag for him, but that's fun too. While people might be criticizing Alex Pereira's performance in rounds one and two for maybe being a little bit too flashy, throwing those head kicks, maybe he was hunting a little bit too much for the knockdown, and he got punished as a result of that, getting dropped by Khalil Rountree in round two, and getting head kicked in round two also, and probably getting outstruck in round one. I don't think that there was really much room for criticism. The only criticism that I could possibly levy towards Alex Pereira in this fight is that he went for the head kick on Khalil Rountree Jr. a few times too many, in my opinion. I thought that maybe he should be getting away from that after like the third time where it didn't work. However, like at the end of the day, he got hit one time and punished one time for doing that. That could be extremely dangerous, but in this case, it wasn't. So, he's getting results through that. But this was a vintage Alex Pereira performance, and it started from round one and just ramped up from there. This wasn't a bad first two rounds for Alex Pereira. he usually does lose the first round and a half of his fights against his opponents while he's learning what they're going to be doing and starting to break down their legs and their body, finding a home for his jab, trying to find a place where he can land his left hook. And all of that did come to fruition. He didn't have that signature left hook moment against Khalil Rountree Jr., but we really got to see some epic right hand counters, some epic matrix style dodging and countering from Alex Pereira, and a beautiful display of his jab. And one more thing, look at the blood on this man's gloves. This is fucking scary. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. I might be doing a more in-depth, in detail breakdown of this fight. Let me know what your thoughts were. You want to see Alex Pereira fight next? It sounds like he's staying at light heavyweight, and he's probably going to be fighting the winner of Ankalaev versus Rakic. That's going to be a sweet fight. That's going to be a fight that I love, and I cannot wait to see Alex Pereira fight again. I think he's my favorite fighter right now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the fights, everyone. Let me know what you thought of my breakdown down below. And everyone, have a great rest of your day.